names have never hurt me.
Right. So he's already setting his premise that he's going to go there and feelings might be hurt. But again, setting up the premise of like, this is not sticks and stones. These are just words. These just names.
Right.
So that's sort of the premise of what he did. And like his special that he had, not this year, but the New Year's Eve before, is controversial. He touches on some what we would call protected groups, or groups that get special treatments, or that we're talking about. Many people are accusing him of punching down in this one,
right?
Making fun of victims of sexual abuse, transgender, and things like that. And there's been a lot of controversy about that. I think that's enough. That's just caught people up.
Yes. Oh, Didi, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off. I was just asking what it is that you're drinking that looks good.
Oh.
It looks like some kind of shake or something. I'm like, what is that?
It's an iced coffee with vanilla bean powder, caramel sauce, and a splash of half and half.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Next Sunday.
Looks good. It looks like a shake.
No.
Yeah.
It's just probably the vanilla powder and a splash of half and half.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so have you? I know Pip. I know you watched it.
I watched it when it first came out.
Didi, have you watched it?
I watched it when it first came out as well.
Oh, very good. Okay, so what are you guys' thoughts on it? Didi, let's let you go first. I'm curious what you thought.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew that he was going to get backlash.
Oh,
from
everybody
people
knew listening.
That different,
to it,
I knew that different groups were going to listen to it and take it the wrong way. No matter how he tried to set it up, no matter how he tried to preface it, no matter how he tried to be jokingly about it, I knew that he was going to offend people. But I wasn't offended by it. I enjoyed it, and I thought that this was a take back to classic comedy. Back in the day when comics could come on stage and pretty much talk about whatever they wanted, that was the place where people could do that. And, talk about the social issues, talk about the things that are going on in politics, talk about the things that are going on in real society, in real life, and bring everybody together. That was the point of comedy. Everybody has a common ground. We can laugh about this together, even though we're different. We can laugh about the same thing. And I feel like now everybody's trying to take back on what he said, and I don't think that's fair.
Okay. Pip, what about you? What's your thoughts?
I think you know where I'm going with this. I believe in free speech. I believe in offensive humor and offensive ideas being spoken. I think that for what one person finds offensive, another person finds enlightening, and vice versa. And I think he has the right to say whatever he wants, and I'm not against him. I watched the show, and I could definitely see where parts of it would be offensive, might be offensive to people, but it's hard for me to really gauge that because I'm not part of that group. So what the groups that I actually am part of that he made fun of, I thought was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I thought his whole bit about the LGBT community in the car driving was some of the funniest commentary on the LGBT community that I've ever heard from. And to come from a straight man, he had it was pretty accurate, I thought. And everybody thinks black people are somehow more homophobic than the rest of the country, and the rest of the races. And for a black straight man to have that kind of insight and thought about that community, he was spot on. That is exactly how I feel our community is. The gays are driving. The lesbians are trying to get the gays to go somewhere else. And the bis in the back just in their own world. And the transgenders are way, way in the back. And everybody's telling them to shut up.
Right. That was hilarious. Yeah. The whole setup, everything. I love Dave Chappelle. So
I do too. He's one of my favorites.
So I'm all for it. I read the article that you sent to us. And
right.
One of the things that was surprising to me in that article, and I don't know that it's true. I for whatever reason, I just thought I'm not sure that's true, but I don't have any reason to believe that other than that's personal opinion. It said that this particular special was being embraced by the ultra right, and that since they love Trump so much and who is kind of cruel and mean spirited, that Chappelle attacked people that Trump's been attacking, so they love this, and I'm not sure that that's true. I don't know where they got that from and what that's based off or what that statement. I mean, I don't think no, this is not about politics.
Yeah,
I don't think racists are looking at this black man going like, he's finally talking what we want to hear.
Right.
Finally, somebody who's saying what we want.
Like the Klan is sending him honorary memberships.
Yeah.
Right. No, I doubt it.
And like I said, I'm from one of those groups that he was making fun of that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was observations. And again, I'm also from the Joan Rivers school of like, we have to make fun of everything. We have to talk about everything. Maybe we might miss in talking about it, but at least we're talking about it, and it takes some of the pressure and the steam off of a heavy situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the fundamentals of comedy is all about. I come from comedy, Comic View and Comedy Central, where it was just raw. I grew up watching that. So this new tiptoeing, and I love.
But even that, going back to the days, and you talk about that kind of humor, a lot of that humor today we look down on because we've come so far as black people. But when you were on government cheese and it was a stigma, it's nice to have somebody talk about it, and it's like, it's okay, it's funny, it's actually funny.
Yes,
and I have other people in common.
I wasn't the only one, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So my feelings, as you guys, I'm sure know, I pretty much feel the same way you guys do. Now, the special itself, I don't think it was like his most hilarious thing ever. I think he's been funnier, but this was, for me, it was plenty funny. It was very funny. And more than it being funny, it kind of felt like it was something that, like, he needed to go there, for the comic community. And I like the fact that all the comedians backed him up. I didn't read any comedians not backing him up. And it was like black ones, white ones, whatever. Everybody I read backed him up, and I like that. I like that a lot, and I'm hoping that this is kind of paving the way again, and some other ones jump on board. And it starts. And we stop all this apologizing for every joke and every. And as long as it's really a joke and really a routine, because I don't like the thing that some comics do where they're on Twitter or wherever and they say something racist or something inflammatory and they say, oh, well, it was a joke. Like, calling somebody a name, that's not a joke.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't hide behind being a comedian, when you're just being wrong, so, but as long as they're like on stage and they're performing and it's, they're clearly, it's clearly the act. We need to stop,
Yeah, Chappelle had premises for all his things that he said. There were callbacks later to it. This was well crafted. He thought about every word.
Super.
Yeah, and like his shows always are. But it was great, and I give him a lot of respect for it because it took some balls. Took some balls to do that in this day and age. Knowing the pushback and knowing the backlash, that he was going to get people writing articles and stuff about how mean he is and all this kind of
hope
stuff
he does it again.
Whatever. It's like, are you serious right now?
I don't know what was mean about that.
I hope he does it again.
Again, when I think about like one of the things I thought like, oh, I could see where somebody might be offended by this was the Michael Jackson thing, like saying like I don't believe the accusers and stuff like that. And I was like, but that was the whole point of this special was like I'm going to go there with things that make you uncomfortable, and I'm just going to say a point of view about it that's not popular,
right?
Because that's what we need to be doing right now is expanding that what you can talk about and what you can't say.
Yes.
And this notion that you can't say it because that is not what you're supposed to say.
Right.
That's dumb.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. It is. So, yeah.
And I don't know if he believes what he was saying was really true.
Right. That's
or
the
that
whole
was just
point
the act.
of joking.
But yes, it was good. It was a good joke. It was good joking. And I mean, and where it went to, I'm not going to give away his stand up, but where it went to was great. It had a great landing for me. And I feel like that whole like Michael Jackson looking at people's assholes, that is going to be something I'm going to be talking about 20 years from now.
Forever.
Yeah. Well, speaking of what you can't say and can't not say and all this kind of stuff, Twitter is mad at Malik Yoba.
Oh my gosh. Black Twitter.
Yeah, Black Twitter is mad at Malik Yoba because I guess they have a short memory or something. because they're accusing him of outing Eddie Murphy and Teddy Pendergrass. Like, you can't out somebody or like, that's document. There's receipts for that shit from a long time ago. Like, we know about this. Like,
wait, what?
So Malik Yoba came out saying that he likes trans women, right? And while he was coming out saying that he liked trans women, he says that he's, have
not alone.
There have been other people
lived in it with the shame, and he said like Eddie Murphy and Teddy Pendergrass and whatever. And so Black Twitter went off, like, talking about why you throwing them under the bus.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Like, this is stuff like we've known forever.
Oh, wow.
I think they're uncomfortable with the idea of trans women, and they don't like it. And the fact that he's trying to be okay with it, like, they got mad at him for talking about other people. Like, why are you gonna talk about him? Because they're really mad at Malik.
Yes,
they are having their own transphobic
that's what
moments.
That's what I see. That's all I got out of it.
But I'm with you, Dino. It's like, he is not saying anything. The reason why he picked them is because we already know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. This is
exactly.
Nothing.
If he had said it's like The Rock or something like that, we'd be like, what?
I'd be
I never heard that.
Spilling the tea, Malik. But he wasn't spilling no tea that hadn't already been spilled. So it's like, come on, now pick the tea bags up. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you can't. If the tea's already been spilled,
Can we just pause that Malik Yoba is into trans women? Like, why did y'all just like gloss over that?
Well, because we didn't gloss over it.
Not
but
y'all, not us. But I'm talking about Black Twitter.
Well, I think this went out. This started not that long ago, but like within the last year or something like that. There was a video leaked or something like that, and it turned out it's not like that's his fetish.
Yeah.
It's just he wrote on Twitter, "I love all women, however they come, and trans women is fine." So he's like, "I'm looking at their soul. I'm looking at the person. I'm not looking at the genitalia."
Right. Well, if she's trans, she's a trans woman, then she has a vagina, right?
Maybe.
Not necessarily.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Well, there you go.
I mean, you saw Flame Monroe.
Yeah.
Flame Monroe talked about her big dick.
Oh, yeah. And the girl from Pose, the really pretty one. Yeah. So, there you go. I just can't believe. I just wish that it would have been more of a conversation about that than people that we already know about. Let's talk about Black men being open in sexuality in our community rather than, oh, he trying to be snitching on people who we already know have relationships with trans women.
I think also a lot of people that come for you that way, they trying to blow smoke.
You already know. Smoke screens.
I got to put this out here that people know I don't like that.
But meanwhile, you got catfish, so don't be mad.
Somebody, I can't remember where I heard this. I wish I could remember. But somebody, another talk show host or somebody said that Malik Yoba, like, the reason why he came out wasn't like to be all forthright or to, further the movement or anything like that. They said he was trying to get ahead of a scandal. Right.
Because of a video.
Yeah,
okay. I can see that.
I don't know. So I'm just saying that's what they, that it was like a trans person or somebody who was going to, like, I don't know if they were underage or what, but I don't know what the scandal was, but it was some sort of scandal when they were supposed to, threatening to release some video or something or whatever. And that was like his way of getting out in front of it.
Well, that's smart.
So, I've met many hot trans men. I'm like, I do you and your pussy.
See? I don't know. I had a guy hit on me that I thought was a guy, but he was a girl.
Yeah, you told us about that.
Oh, see.
Yeah, it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah,
he had good hair. So I remember.
So, do you guys know who BMF is?
Black Mafia
Family.
Thank you.
Black Mafia Family. You guys know who?
Did you guess that?
No, I read the article. My bus was late. I read all the articles.
Was that the first time you ever heard of Black Mafia Family?
Yeah, that's the first time.
Okay, what about you, Didi? You familiar with Black Mafia Family?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Black Mafia Family is a notorious black drug cartel. They started in the late 80s and ran all the way into the early